Cullen, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Welcome all the box. We are one. It seems that every year, another year is gone. I don't count. I lubricate. For in metal, there is no age. As a frog in his throat. Well, I'd just like to take this opportunity to say, welcome back. After all these years, this is more like a reunion of family than it ever would be a convention. And I'm reminded of that when I see a lot of familiar faces. And to you, my heart goes out. To all those I haven't met, my heart is always there. This is just a continuation of something that happened many years ago when I became first aware of Transformers, conventions, and reunions, not believing that there was any significant movement on any part, that people would remember me. My daughter reminded me that, saying that, Dad, you've got to go. They know who you are, they love you. And I said, I don't believe that. I went to Rochester, and that's where I met some of the nicest people I've ever met and continue to meet to this day. You guys are my family. Well, I've always loved you, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It happened those many years ago in Rochester, and it continues to this day. We are a unit, we are a group, we are a family. You know, it's tough to talk about family, and for the fear of saying I'm going to be corporate for a moment or anything else. This is not in my heart or my mind, other than the truth of it. And to say family and not to mention my family at Hasbro would be less than truthful. But I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to sell company or anything else. That's the farthest thing from my mind. They are a family, and they brought us together. Although Peter, Don Michael. You've seen me on a stage if you've been to a panel like this, if you've been to Pasadena or Houston or any of the other places we've been to. And you would have remembered Greg Lombardo, who has moved on into other areas of Hasbro. But this man right here has taken over that charge, and I love him already, and this is our first time. So I'd like to say hi. I'm just happy to be here. Everybody, thank you very much. On behalf of Hasbro, Peter could not be. Thank you. He will now show you the back
told me that I was destined for this. But on behalf of Hasbro Computer, thank you again for the ongoing relationship. We have more fun than the great service. So thank you very much.
Wait till tonight. This is Dallas, after all.
We're going to test that and actually go to the three-room service. That's what happened.
I don't really know what to say next. I never do. I just make it up as I go along. But I could throw that ball into your court and find out what you guys have in mind. Yes, sir. This is not karaoke.
Now, on April 1st, after Adult Swim launched, did their April Fool's joke and brought back Tsunami for one night, there was launched a movement of sorts to bring back Tsunami on the internet. Now, what do you think of this? Do you have any thoughts on this? And if they were to bring Tsunami back, would you want to be on board for it?
Well, I'd be honored, and I wish all the people that look forward to that happening. I wish for them. I don't know what my involvement would be. I really don't have much information on it, but certainly I would like to do, whatever I did do to bring that back. If it was fondly remembered, I would be pleased. But as everything goes in this business, there's always a question mark, and you never know, a guarantee one way or the other, and you just hope for the best. Thank you for your question.
I just have a quick question. I saw a great interview recently with Frank Welker, where he was talking about just funny gags that he tried to do to you during the recording of the Transformers series. What's the funniest thing you ever did to him?
I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that.
Well, number one, you have to know that Frank Welker is one of my heroes. Frank and I go back to one of my very first animated shows called Mighty Man in Yuck. He played Yuck, the ugliest dog in the world, so ugly that he had to have a permanent doghouse over his head. And once released, he would change people's complete composure. They'd say, "No, please don't take off." It's just horrible. You get great train wrecks. Anyway, so I'm not sure whether or not there was one or two memories that go back with Frank, but certainly working with Frank is probably one of the most pleasurable moments in my life. I have a tremendous respect for him, right? And he flies an airplane, and he's invited me up many, many times, and I always say no. Frank, if this is going to be videotaped somewhere, Frank is going to see this and say, Frank, I'd love to fly with you if you let me take you up in an ultralight. That's a tiny little plane. Anyway, what are some of the funniest things that happened that I've done to Frank? I can't think of anything because he's the king, and he tops anything. He tries to make, and I've said this before, but Frank's ambition was to get me laughing while I'm taking a drink of water. So subsequently it would come through my nostrils and out my ears. That's what he's hoping for, that it literally will go, at some point, it will come out my ears. Good luck, Frank.
Peter, I have a question, or actually two things. How big was it for you for the '07 movie when they contacted you to voice Optimus? And also when you said, I need that flight tank.
I need that what?
Flight tank.
Flight tank. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, when it finally came down to the moment where I was cast as Prime, I was really happy. And the reason I was happy was because I know a lot of people I wasn't aware of at the time were rooting for me. And to that group, to all of those, that's very important to me. That meant a lot, and I knew a lot of people were going to be very, very happy. I didn't know at the time where the movie was going to go, what it was going to be about, how much it entailed. I just knew that I was being resurrected, and it made a lot of people pleased, and that's what I stand with to this day. I'm pleased that we can still communicate on that level, Prime and you, and me and Prime, because that's who Prime is. It's always, I don't know if that answered the question. Around me, Peter.
I'm still really low with the fact that now I understand my movie in high school. Yuck. It's all put together and now
Peter, I love you in the movies, P1, and especially in the Return from my favorite series ever. Two questions. Who's your favorite character in the Return from other than Optimus? And
One second. I missed one guy. What did they say here? We always had so much fun doing our characters. We normally played more than three or more than two. We played three and sometimes four. But always creating a new character, and we loved it. We'd always look at each other and say, where'd that come from? You know? Some of the great voices that you guys remember from Generation 1. I was in the room at the time when they were being created. That was always fun. Do I have a favorite character? I must admit, I can't single anyone out in particular. There was often times when I was impressed beyond what I could express here by some valuable moments, you know, either Starscream or Megatron, that would just grab your attention and make you know, feel as if, boy, this thing's really moving. This thing is something else. You know, I bet you that we didn't know whether or not the show was doing all that well. We didn't get a feedback, but we certainly found out later. And I wish that Chris Lau would be here to be able to recognize. Well, we've got some G1s in here, don't we?
Hi, Peter. I'm a really big fan of you, and I'm looking forward forward to seeing another movie again one day. And how does it feel like to be the Optimus Prime voice for all the years?
Well, it's a great feeling. Once again, grateful for the opportunity, and I hope it continues. No one ever knows in the world of show business, but I would certainly hope that we have the opportunity. Thank you for that. That means a lot. I've had a chance to sign some stuff today, and I wish I could. I was a kid once, and I was disappointed when I was rejected for an autograph, and it really hurt me. And I want to apologize to all you guys that I didn't get a signature for. I know what that means, but it's certainly not something that I have control over. And we've got a heavy schedule here, and my gang here, the guys that I'm working for and helping with, sharing with, they're making sure that everything goes on time and well. So once again, I just want to apologize if I didn't get to you guys. Eventually, we'll meet, but it's my heart is in them, so please don't ever.
What is your favorite Transformers series and your favorite incarnation of?
Trick question. You know, you're going to think I'm a skater, straddling the question, but I have to be honest with you. Generation 1 meant a lot to me. It certainly was sad to have to leave it, but then to come back to the movie and then come back to Transformers Prime, I'm equally pleased by the work we're doing today. And I guarantee you, this is from the heart and it's the truth. I'm working in a room that reminds me of the old days, and it's probably one of the greatest working experiences I've ever had. There's not one member of our cast that doesn't hold up 100% great work. They are fabulous people, down to the youngest. And they're inspiring, they're gentle, they're strong, they're intelligent, they're all the things that I wish I could be. They make me work hard, just as I make them work hard, just by the sheer fact that we're sharing a very important time together, and we're all on the ball. So this is probably one of the most pleasurable experiences that I've had with Transformers. So if you haven't seen Transformers Prime, you might want to tune into it, because it's a good show.
Transformers Prime. Oh my God, look at all those hands.
6 of you? 7. Do I hear 8?
Thank you as always for your time and your presence here and your work with the series. I wanted to ask you, how did you find out about Optimus dying in the animated movie? How did you feel about that? And what was it like recording that scene?
Well, my primary responsibility was to die. Okay. I just bought a new car. This is going to be a fun way to make payments. Okay. I was PO'd. And one take. As I recall, it was one take.
Hope so.
Okay, guys, this is take 6. See, no, that's I only died twice. That's it. Forget it. Used it first time. We did it in one take, and I guess it went pretty well. Got a silly expression to say. Went well. He died well, didn't he? Yeah, he really did. He's a good dyer. Kinda got a tear in my eye. Yeah. Good dyer. Okay. That's enough.
Hi, here. I just wanted to say, on a personal note, that it's an absolute honour and privilege to see you again. On an even more personal note, how amazing you remember me. And I just want to say that I could go on with you. I can't find any words to express to you how much your work, everything you've done over the years has greatly influenced and affected my life in such a strong, positive way. On behalf of every person in this room, you're the father that everyone wants. You're certainly one of the fathers I wish I had. I could have been a better person for the father like you in my life. And I just want you to know I'm very happy you came to this convention. And on behalf of everyone here, we all love you.
Thank you from the bottom of my Irish heart. Did I say the bottom of my Irish heart? I tell you what, that was touching.
She says she's Scottish.
Oh, she's Scottish away. I can hear that. It's a beautiful thing. And, I'm Irish, and I share the Gordon tartan, which is the tartan you wear in your kilt and your family background. The Cullens fought with the Gordons, and the Gordons have this great tartan. And I know this young lady from the autograph line. She lives 8 miles from Loch Ness, or Inverness, and it's Inverness. Anyway, thank you very, very much. That meant a lot to me. You gotta run.
Just one, in continuation of what earlier about Optimus Prime dying. Obviously, you said you didn't like it. I wasn't around back then, but I've heard it was basically equivalent of like JFK.
At some point, I wonder how many movies have you go to where you've heard about?
Well, considering we're about 15 blocks away from the book depository, it's a little unsettling. Thank God I'm in animation.
I just wanted to ask, did you foresee that reaction from fans? I've heard you kind of use the police. Well, Optimus couldn't say, no, that doesn't sound like him, or whatever. Like, did this just seem like a bad idea to you?
Hello, Peter. I just want to let you know that me and everyone here think that you are a complete badass. If you were bringing some of that badassery into any other cartoon or character that you've heard, like say anything on TV currently, have you ever heard something and been like, you know what, I can do a better job than that?
I'm fixed on my interpretation of Optimus Prime is fixed. I know where it's going to go with the words that I'm given because I'm emulating what I think is strength that has followed me most of my life up until a year ago last March when my brother passed away. So, but Larry Cullen was my prime example. Captain Larry Cullen, USMC. Any guys from K-35 see this? That's from Larry to you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was going to ask, if you had to choose different vehicle forms of Optimus Prime, what would it be?
Please. How about a Bentley? A Rolls Royce, that would be lovely. Let's see. Make a transformation and then let's get along. Something like that. Somebody's got an app going.
Thank you. I would just like to know, when was it that you first realized that your voice was so iconic for a generation, and what was that like?
I never knew at the beginning, of course. Well, I'll be honest once again about that. I said, money, you know, get whacked here. I said that 3 times now. I'm a sucker. I mean, you're getting rid of me. That must be really horrible. What do they say? What's going on? I mean, if it was good, why did they get rid of it? You know, all those questions go through your mind, and you wonder what's next. But that's so many years ago, and now I'm back, and the obvious truth is in front of me, and once again, I love you guys. Just love you. This is not easy. This really is. My heart is on my sleeve, and this is not easy. And I'm going to watch this somewhere, maybe on YouTube, and I'm going to break out into a cold sweat. And half of me is saying, Peter, shut up. Shut up. Yes, someone.
Hi.
Hi.
When I was in 6th grade, I was
cartoon episode for Return of Optimus Prime. And 1 year later, I got the movie. It was on VHS, then I got it on DVD. And after looking at all three movies, how the animation has changed with the technology of now a Peterbilt is changed to a real robot that looks so real. And I started to read or write a story based on the two-part episode of how Optimus Prime got revived. And thinking of the possibilities that could change something that could help us learn how negative we are sometimes, and that we can have a chance to be positive about it. And my question is, will you be able to come back for another movie, yet not the Michael Bay trilogy, but something that would bring the whole nation together, because it's not really doing so well for everybody. And if you were to be returned as Optimus Prime, and if some other studio will take that story and bring back the old Freightliner back from the 80s and bring it back in 3D to make it with the combination of both the animation from all three movies of the Michael Bay trilogy.
Well, thank you for your question. I know that wasn't easy. And I thank you for your heart, and I thank you for your concern. It's a difficult question to answer. And I'll try to be brief and succinct. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up on your country. Never give up on yourself. Never give up on your friends. Once said, success is how high you bounce when you hit rock bottom. And you know what? We're always going to be in great shape when things change. We change. The world changes. But stay positive. And just think of that in terms of the entire nation, the world, and yourself. And things will be fine. It's a pretty tall order in the world of things, but it's all in the attitude, and it's all in what you believe in, and certainly believe in yourself, and that you can do it. Never give up.
Mr. Cullen, I've been a fan here since 6 years old. My mother and father got a divorce. I turned to the Transformer cartoon and the movie because I looked up to you as a father figure because you were always there every day. I got you from school. Physically, you weren't there, but to see you on the street made me feel like you were always there when I got you from school. So you've always been a big fan of mine from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we all have something in our lives that we hold and nurture and cherish that replaces something that we don't have, that replaces some form of love or attention or some desire. For me, it was a horse. That's why I've always loved horses. Things like that we need, and regardless if it's living or it's non-animated, there is always something that we can be grateful for, and I'm just very proud that I was that for you. Thank you very much.
Good to see you again. Hopefully, to lighten the mood, let's say you're showing up for Prime, and Frank Welker has not shown up in the studio, and you're going to have to stand in for Frank. It's a Megatron impression.
I don't know quite how to answer it. I just pretended to sleep.
Frank, forgive me. I've never tried to impersonate Megatron before, but I'm trying to remember what you would sound like. Let's put down the gauntlet. Let's forget about all the animosities. Yes, now you talk, bro. Why don't we just go and have a beer? That was not Frank talking, that was a commercial. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It was ginger beer.
Hi, my name is Kyle. Like everyone else in the room, I've been a fan since I was a kid, and I have a quick request if I could. Tomorrow's my 31st birthday. Can you say happy birthday, Kyle? Can you say happy birthday, Kyle, as Prime?
I'm going to say it, and then everybody says it after I say it. Kyle, happy birthday.
Mr. Cullen, my name's Ray. It's an awesome honor to see you. This is my first time at a Botcon, and I didn't get to talk to you earlier because I didn't get a little green pass, but this is my only opportunity to come and exchange with you. So thank you for being here. My question is, I've observed you all day, loving people, being probably the most kind-hearted voice actor I've ever seen. How did you ever play Bender on Dungeons & Dragons?
I was a lot younger. And it was an audition, and they, you know, I'm an actor, and they needed the most evil character in the world. I thought of my 5th grade teacher. Actually, I really, I draw from things in my life, of course, but I was always a favorite. John Carradine was always a favorite of mine. There was a time when I was playing a slave chained to a dungeon wall, and I had this long beard, I had this loincloth, and I was sitting on a little bench, my butt holding under there, and I'm chained, and my legs are chained, and it's on a swivel flat. And so Vincent Price and John Carradine were having a discussion, and it was a horror series going on. And they would turn the flat around, and I would be on camera, the other side being a candelabra, red velvet veneer, and then they would turn around and I'd be in the dungeon side with this long beard. And I would have to make some agonizing scream and then say something more. And then I'd back again. I'd be listening to John Carradine talk to Vincent Price about Johnny Barrymore. And John Carradine was saying something.
He had a humor of the macabre. I remember one time he lived up on Tower Road, and he had purchased a voucher to prove. He was sitting in a bowl of trouble, nose to nose, and one day Paramore went on the wagon, and the vulture had nothing to do with him. He was enamored with his alcoholic breath, you see.
And that voice struck out at me when I got to Venture. It was very shortly after that. And I read for Venture, and I just thought of John Carradine. And I just said, I don't remember the character now.
But he was down here like this, and something like that. Am I close? Boy, that's a long way. But I'd never finish that.
I was getting nervous with that story.
I don't know what to do then. Can I say that?
Here we go again. Not that anybody cares.
Living up there.
Let's see the first one.